video on it though, and it was talking about how you make a change, it creates like every single component from scratch. Like it just makes a new copy of it whole because it's able to do it like so quick. Like I think it manages like 200 components per second or something like that.
Okay.
Now I see installing React, and then it
Mhm.
says React DOM. What's React DOM?
It is the library that handles DOM manipulation in React. So DOM
Oh,
is the
okay. Yeah, that's
document
right. That's
object
right.
module.
Yes, yes, yes. Now I have heard of that before. Yes, yes,
So
yes.
so React has an in-memory representation of the DOM that it manipulates, and then after it's finished doing that, it's because it's quicker. It will compare the in-memory representation to the actual DOM, and it'll do like a diffing algorithm and figure out where the changes are, and only
Wow.
make those changes. Otherwise, it'd be too costly to constantly re-render the entire DOM.
That's genius. That's really cool. All right. So now you've got your whole project created, and
Yeah.
we can see different folders.
Mm-hmm. So after you create the project, you get all these files, index.js, you get the app, and then you get the npm scripts, and you're able to run this, and it just opens the React app on the port 3000. You like to run the app on another port? Oh, because I'm already using it. I need to close it somewhere else. Let's see. It should be fine. I should have killed it.
So it has its own server built in. Like they have a React server that serves all the files and everything.
um, it just runs. I don't know what you mean by that.
Like, so if you have some PHP files or something like that, and then you want to run them on your computer, you have to install like let's say Apache, a web server. But I'm guessing that with React they have that web server built in, like to the whole environment. Does that make sense, Earl? That question? Oh well, I'm sure that's what's happening. And then they just use port 3000 for testing.
Maybe I'm not sure how that works.
Because you see, it says localhost, and
Yeah.
then you've got the little colon. So the
Way
what's
I
that?
know that works
Port?
is
Yeah.
by using React for that. So let me close that for
What
now.
happened?
Okay, you can ask the question
No,
again if you
I
want.
was asking about the server.
Asking about the what?
So, like Earl, if you're doing something with PHP and you want to run it on your computer, localhost, you have to install Apache web server. But
Oh,
with
okay.
React, it seems like they have it built. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a part of
So
the
that's it.
package. There's a web server in there. I think it's called Webpack.
Oh yeah, it is
Webpack. Okay.
Webpack. Okay, so yeah, so you can just do the npm script. It opens the app on the browser, and the way it does that is because it's rendering your code from the application using React DOM, which you need to import from the React DOM library. And the way it's doing that is see here how it says app and it has like this like HTML closing tags
Yeah.
around it. So this is kind of like a similar way of calling the application like a normal function. So it's kind of like calling the app function that you're importing from your files, right? And it does the same functionality. It just calls the app, and whatever the app returns is what is going to be rendered inside of this kind of like HTML.
Oh.
Um, then that gets added inside of this div right here that you're getting from your HTML file, which is like here in public. We have an HTML a div. We have a div with the roots, and pretty much what we're doing is just getting whatever I don't want to say HTML because it's truly like JavaScript, but whatever HTML is returning because it looks like HTML.
Yeah.
And whatever that's returning, it adds it into the other div from the from inside of here, and then you're able to render it on the browser.
Oh.
So I thought that was really cool. I thought that was
Yeah,
awesome.
that's neat how that connection is made.
Yeah, so you see here how we have the app, the function, right? We have the function app, which
Yeah,
we're importing on the other side, and then here you have something that looks like HTML, but
right.
in reality is JavaScript. It gets it's just a React way of writing JavaScript, but in a easier way for us to be able to read it. Um, so just export the app, and then you can render it on the render method function.
I see, and that's exactly what's showing when you were showing me it in on the browser. It
Yeah,
said,
exactly. It shows
yeah.
this. So you
Okay.
have a link, you have an href to like whenever you click on this, and
Right,
that kind of
right, right,
stuff.
right, right. But that is HTML. The where it says a href isn't Earl,
Yeah,
isn't?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It
that's
is HTML. It looks like HTML, but what I mean by that is that this it's the way this is handled is in a JavaScript way.
oh, I see.
Um, like let me see. Let me see if I can. So there's this thing called Babel JS.io. And you can go here and you go to try out, and then you go React. And here I was like explaining it kind of like to Sasha before. So this is our function, right? And you see how here we like this gets read by Babel as JavaScript, and this is what I think they're sending to the browsers, and the browser
Oh,
able to read it.
oh,
It's easier to write it this way.
I see, and that's what Earl was saying about how it's compared when to look for the diff algorithm when it's comparing.
This is a little bit different than that one, Freer. This is transpiling the JSX, which is JavaScript markup language, to just a pure JavaScript function, but in ES5 parlance instead of ES6. So
Oh,
it takes newer code and turns it into ES5, so it has more compatibility with older browsers.
oh, right, right. I think that was mentioned earlier by Osmany.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah, so this is transpiling, is what is what Bible
transpiling.
does.
Okay.
Yeah, it takes one language and puts into other. It's the same thing with TypeScript. It's just JavaScript with typings. It's like an extension of JavaScript. You can